I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, there you go. Speak. No, I still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, it's my headphones. Hold on.
Does my audio sound better than last week?
Yeah. Can
Yeah,
you hear me now? Oh, you got a mic?
yeah,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, that might what $20 for that?
Yeah, $20 on Amazon.
Oh yeah, look at us, boy. I might have to bust out one, man. Yeah. I might have to bust out one on you.
I tried to get Trey on the show this week. He didn't. He had work though.
Yeah, I just went to the mall.
Tell him I said hi before you guys get started.
You
Hi,
tell me
Nana.
something. He's right here.
Hi, Zane.
Hi,
Love
Nana.
you.
Love you too.
Said he love you too. Okay, yeah, I went to the mall and got some shoes. I had one for him in an auction, and not an auction,
A
a raffle. So yeah, I got those for him. So
Oh
what
yeah,
we
he
got
still
today?
has my shoes.
Oh, he do?
Shoes, and he still has them for me. I was
Oh,
supposed
right
to pick
on.
him up, but that didn't work.
Yeah,
Um,
well, shit. It might be because most of the time he leaves them at the house here.
yeah. No, I think they're in his trunk or something. I don't know.
Ah, that fool, man. I keep telling him not leaving inventory in the car.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna bust in that motherfucker and get a happy surprise.
Oh yeah, that's like that's my shoes too. I mean,
Hmm
if you owe me money though, I'm not missing anything.
So where we at here? Okay. Did you have
320.
some stuff you wanted to go over before we start?
Um, I mean, all right. Let me pull up the questions first. Let's see. Um, oh, did you want to try going downstairs to see if your Wi-Fi doesn't cut out like last time?
Yeah, I guess we can. You sure that wasn't your Wi-Fi though?
I don't think so. I mean, it could have been.
Ain't no problem.
I don't want to make it move too much.
We get all crickety and old on you.
But... all right.
Okay, hold on, man. I test ran it down there the other day anyway. See, I was gonna sit and anything I had to come on down already.
So, did you want to talk about the UFC?
You got it, because I'm not hip on what's going on in the UFC, but yeah, if you want to talk about it, I'm cool.
All right. What'd you think? What'd you think of my questions?
Let me get back to them.
I like your questions. I didn't see the Penn State game, but I rewatched it. I watched all the highlights on it.
Yeah, that was fucked up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got an opinion on that.
And the fuckers did the same shit.
I did like your question, especially your last question. I thought was, yeah, your last question I thought was really relevant to today.
Okay. See, that first one I was kind of like, this motherfucker went homer on the first one, the Seattle Pittsburgh. But and I got some on that one, so I'm gonna leave that. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about these UFC guys, but I always have opinions on things, so don't worry about that. Joe Burrow, yep. Ben, yep.
I thought I'd throw the NBA.
Yeah, those are oh yeah. Oh, because it's still relevant.
Yeah, because I mean, there's not much going on, but I feel
No,
like
but the reason
talk about one sport.
Yeah, it's still relevant, and I'll bring that up when we start our question. So, all right, we're gonna get it going here. Welcome back to episode 2 of the GEEZEE Show. If y'all don't know who's who by now, something wrong with you. I can't tell you that. Can't tell you nothing about it. Look at us. Be for real. Who's G and who's Z? Names is right there. Come on. All right. So there's been a lot going on this week.
Oh, yeah.
In the world of sports, all across the spectrum, baseball, basketball. We're gonna get into it about some of these things. We're gonna try to basically entertain ourselves and just let y'all, just feel free to marinate in your own minds on what we're saying. So that being said, Zane,
because we don't know everything.
you got anything you want to say out there before we get started?
I mean, shout out the LA Dodgers.
Yeah. Definitely that.
Manager for getting it done.
I would say with the Dodgers, when you throw that shout out, you want to really say shout out to Clayton Kershaw. Because Hall of Fame pitcher, finally getting his. You know what I'm saying? Don't even, ain't perceived as a bad guy. A lot of people weren't happy when A-Rod got his, because they looked at him as the bad guy. Kershaw, he just, some of it's own fault having some choke jobs in some big moments. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to them. Now they get a negative shout out too for that celebration afterwards. Man, fuck the dumb shit. I'm not having nobody who tests COVID positive around my ass for nothing. You see what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck you doing here, player? Like, I want to celebrate with y'all. Like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we already know you sick, fool. We ain't waiting on no test. We got a test. And then you gonna snatch the mask off? I mean, we teammates and all, but I might have to start swinging on you.
Yeah, stay away from me.
Yeah, because I look at that as like, what is that? Manslaughter, attempted murder? What you trying right there? And then his wife all ate the fuck up in the head. She kissing on him and shit. I'm like, okay. So y'all some fucking weird people. I guess when you in love though, yeah, baby, give me some of that death virus. Now, that being said, you gonna get it started for us, man. What you got for me?
All right. I mean, before I started off with any questions or anything, I just want to read you a statistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought this was crazy because all right, it's about the Cardinals, the Seahawks game. Kyler Murray, he had 48 dropbacks in that game. He only got pressured on 1 dropback. That's the lowest pressure rate for any quarterback of the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
He had a 2.1% pressure rate. I mean, Seahawks need a DM pass rusher, but they got him. They got Carlos Dunlap. They got him this year from the Bengals.
But they got him with 10 years of miles on him too.
Yeah, but it's better than nothing.
It is better than nothing.
Better than nothing. Our defense is looking promising coming into week 9, because it's week 8. We're not having all of our injuries come back yet. Jamal Adams still is, maybe, but week 9 we might not be the worst in the league.
Listen, that's why I told you last time, man. Seattle, #1 offense in my opinion, but they ain't got a batshit shot in hell if they don't improve on that defense. Because you don't know who. We're saying pass rush, which is it's a fact. But at the same time, do you think those DBs are going to be shell shocked?
Oh, yeah, it's more than that. Trey Flowers is poop. Yeah, we need something new.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that
he's cool. I think he's I wouldn't say promising, but I mean he gets it done better than what we were working with last year. All right, and then
before we leave off that subject too, because it's easy to always try to break it down with these teams. I would like to throw in a little solutions sometimes too. So I'm thinking like for the Seahawks, you got Dunlap. You already, what Wagner brings to the table. KJ brings to the table. But when everybody need help. If you ain't got no front line, linebackers don't mean shit at that point. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got the front line, make linebackers. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Offensive line, make quarterbacks. And here's the other problem though. defenses, these players aren't not that talented. Defenses, just like offenses, still need schemes.
Yeah.
And if you know you are deficient on a pass rush, you have to scheme your defense to cover that problem up. And that's a coach's problem.
Yeah, no. I mean, I got some problems with the defensive coordinator of the Seahawks right now, but I feel
look at Kansas City, how they're covering up their defensive deficiencies. You see what I'm saying? Run that defense. It's just that simple. It's like Kansas City got the same motherfucking problem, but they're scheming it.
Yeah, we think we still got the Legion of Boom out here or something.
Exactly. There it is. Don't lie to yourself. Tell the truth. Pete Carroll still thinking, I know he's 69. He's young and vibrant in his mind, but it's like, ain't no Richard Shermans and Cam Chancellors out there. You know, you ain't got with that big boy number 72. Even Bennett, you ain't even got him out there rushing quarterbacks. You got the 2020 version of it, and it ain't no Boom in there. It ain't even no Legion. You got the 2020 version of the old shit.
And I mean, but you know, Snacks, they might bring him back on for D tackle.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
But I mean, he can take pressure off of the defensive ends. He can take a double team. I think he can take a double team.
And you need that up the middle.
Yeah, if we get Carlos Dunlap, you know, if he starts getting in a rhythm with us, because I mean he hasn't been doing great for the Bengals, but if he gets in a rhythm with us, I mean he's shown he's a good pass rusher.
And when that's why I say I'll give this the pass, because you know, think about it this way. That's the sad part. I can't even think of the brother's name for the Bengals, the wide receiver, AJ Green. Can't you imagine how many teams would love to have AJ Green, but ain't nobody speaking on him? You know what I'm saying? It's the same with Dunlap. It's like, yeah, they put some miles in for some bad or mediocre Bengals teams. They might just, you know, someone like Dunlap might just look at his career and say, this could be my resurrection. 10 years of sweating in fucking Cincinnati ain't getting shit done. I come here to Seattle. I can if I step up, give it all. This could be my Super Bowl run that I didn't get in Cincinnati. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's probably this. That's a, you know, sports. What is it? What do they say? Game of inches. Dunlap might be over here, give him a few inches on his career.
Yeah, 100%. All right. So I got a question for you. Let's just get into it. Who's got the easiest schedule in football? I got two opinions. It's either Seattle or Pittsburgh. It's one of our teams. Whose schedule is easier?
Okay, so when because I don't look past, and cliche, I don't look past the game in front of the team. You know, Pittsburgh's playing Baltimore this week. You know, who's Seattle playing?
They're going to play the 49ers.
Yeah, okay, so do you think Baltimore can beat the 49ers? Is the question. Yeah, I'm asking that question.
Yeah. But
see what I'm saying? So no. Well, okay.
I'm gonna refute that. Because Seattle, they've probably so far up to the season, they've probably played the same like quality of teams. The only difference I'll give them is the Steelers got a great defense, and they're going against teams that don't really have like any threat to them. You know, they're not going against teams that are scoring a bunch of points. You know,
listen, I'm not gonna do the homer thing. I'm just gonna, all I'm doing, like I said, I do week to week about who's the best right at this point right now, and that's all I can remember. Like last time, right at this point right now, who's the best team, who got the easier schedule.
Yeah, all right. But
all we can do is talk about right now, and right now, I ask you, do you think Baltimore can beat San Francisco?
No.
And the answer to that question is hell yeah. Okay, so. To this point, who got the easiest schedule? Seattle.
Let me finish my point. Well, this week they got the easier opponent, but that's not schedule. Schedule's full season.
So you're talking. So here, once again, you're talking from this week back. Okay, so
talking from first week to last week.
And I look at it the other way. I look at it from this week to the first week. I look at it in the other direction, because you know what I'm saying. The reason I say that is because we're here now. We weren't there. You can't say that week one, a loss for a team made them a shitty team. You didn't know Atlanta. You didn't know Atlanta was going to be shitty until Atlanta. You didn't know Dallas was going to be shitty until Dallas became shit. They look good against Seattle, but they shitty.
Here, just let me finish. So the only reason I'm saying that Pittsburgh has an easier schedule this year.
What, the records of the teams they're beating?
Not that.
What?
Seattle, they've been going against teams that have high scoring offenses. They've been going against these high scoring offensive teams that have
okay. You said high score offensive teams like who? Give me an example.
I mean the Cardinals. They're not doing that.
No. Okay, that's one. Who else? See, what's happening?
All right.
No, see what you're reflecting on is you're reflecting on what we said we wouldn't do on the show is your fandism, and what you're doing is saying we have to score a lot of points because the teams we're playing have to score a lot of points. You're not accepting that in your heart and chest, saying we've been going up against teams that's been rocking us because our defense is terrible. Think about all the scores.
I'm not saying our defense isn't terrible. Our defense,
but no, I'll use your argument about high scoring offenses. Pick a team that has scored high numbers that Seattle has played from last week back, and you said Arizona was one of them. Look at those teams' numbers that they've played other teams. Look at their scoring average against other teams. You see what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying.
And I'm telling you, those numbers aren't the same as what they. When you come to Seattle, you getting you 30 easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you keep saying that schedule thing, hold on now. I'm agreeing with you, but that schedule thing is a little off skew because if you tell me that Pittsburgh and Seattle are playing different type of offenses, I would say, okay, Pittsburgh has scored a lot of points. See what I'm saying? And their defense is, top notch now. They done stepped over Tampa Bay. I'm not going to say that Seattle schedule with the quarterback play, that's where I'll agree with you. The quarterback play is better versus what Pittsburgh's played against to this point.
Yeah.
That I'll agree with that 100%. The quarterbacks Pittsburgh that ran up against, I'm still shocked at Tannehill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Cam Newton trying to resurrect his career.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And not just that, it's still Cam Newton. I ain't gonna disrespect the man just because he, it's still Cam Newton. It's still Dak Prescott. So when you say scoring and offenses and all that stuff, I say, yeah, you might have run up against some more challenging quarterbacks.
Yeah. You
see what I'm saying? That's 100% true. But to say the schedule, it's like, no, you can't kick me in the nuts because we play with Baker Mayfield in our division.
Yeah, I think we can both agree though that we both got some pretty weak schedules this year.
Yeah, without a question, there is always got to be that love in the world when you look at the schedule and you think to yourself, and I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that we can stay on this question. And this is relevant to this question that you're talking here. So I like this one right here. The reason I like the question is, and it's scheduling, as you say, like we both got weak schedules. People don't realize, like, what do we do post-COVID when the NBA started? We always said, hey, the schedule's baked in. We already know 6 teams in each conference that are going to go to playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We said it's baked in, bam. Now the whole regular season's about 2 teams in one conference and 2 teams in another. Who are going to be those teams? Yeah, most of the time you can pick, if you were a gambling man, you could pick the top 4 teams in the NBA, each conference, and just say those are going to be the top 4 seeds. Yeah. I started doing some research, and when you're talking about scheduling is a product of these franchises too, and how we look at them and things of that sort. Believe it or not, and this is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the NFL have played in 42 of the 54 Super Bowls. You hear what I'm saying? Only 5 teams. And here's how fucking crazy that is. Dallas is one of them. And the last time I know, the Super Bowl was in the fucking 90s, last century. Yeah. But that's 5 teams that rule the NFL. to an extent. And their record is 25-17. So those 5 teams even have a higher winning percentage than every other team, all these other teams in the NFL. So when you say scheduling, going back to what you said, this year we have the weakest schedule. We have the perceived weakest schedule too. Now, it might pan out that these teams suck, but they're historically terrible anyway. You see what I'm saying? When you're looking at the team, and that's why I say it goes back to quarterbacks.
Well, you look at Seattle, they're historically terrible if you put it that way too.
No, well, that's why they're not in one of those 5 teams. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh happens to be one of those 5 teams. Mm-hmm. So when you look at, you understand what you cut that little hint right there? So the history is this. Historically speaking, if you play Atlanta Falcons with or without Matt Ryan, you're still looking at it. Oh, those are the Atlanta Falcons. This from jump is weak. Even when Atlanta went to the Super Bowl, no one believed it, and they proved everybody right. You know, they proved that term, a blind squirrel can get a nut. That's that.
I didn't expect it to be like that, though. I didn't expect them to blow a lead like that.
Yeah, but that's Atlanta. But when you say scheduling, you know, Seattle, Dallas, and then Seattle, like you said recently, Dallas, hell, Philadelphia, the Giants, no, not Dallas, excuse me, Seattle, Philadelphia, the Giants, and the Giants have some history, but they don't go into that list I was just talking about. The Redskins, they don't go on that because they're way back from the day. A lot of these teams that are on the list, no 20th appearances. A lot of these teams, Chicago, Detroit, you're in a conference where there's not a lot of prestige. So going in, where I'm talking about,
Seattle's not in a conference with prestige.
I said with a lot of prestige. I didn't say that they don't. They have Super Bowl wins just like any other conference. Like on this list, you got the 49ers prestige. You got Dallas Cowboys prestige. Then you over here, AFC, NFC, Dallas, the 49ers, and then the other teams are the Broncos, the Steelers, and the Patriots. Patriots recent history. Point I'm making is that the system is baked in when we talk about scheduling. You know, those schedules aren't pertaining to anything other than Green Bay prestige, but got Brett Favre too. You see what I'm saying? So that looks, when you look at that schedule, you're like, ooh, we got Green Bay. You know how you feeling what I'm saying? You know, like, ooh, we got, when you look at that schedule, you're like, oh shit, we gonna spank Arizona shit. Ain't no way that young fella gonna beat motherfucking Russell Wilson. Russ ain't gonna let it happen. You know, but I'm just saying, when you look at the schedule, beginning of the season, right? You're like, hey, Russ, you already looking at the schedule, you already counting wins and losses and maybes. Yeah. Just like a spades game. 100%. You count wins, losses, and maybes. So when you say the schedule, you know it just, that's why I brought it back to basketball. About it being baked in. Zane, my nigga Z, right there, look at the schedule and say, ooh, this our 16, ooh, win, blowout, win. That's going to be a tough one right there. And you're not doing it other than prestige and quarterback.
Yeah, for the most part.
You run up against Detroit, you like, I like Stafford, but we're going to wax that ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't saying I'm afraid of Detroit. You say I like Stafford, quarterback, but we're going to tear that ass up. Detroit. Yeah, right?
Money, yeah.
Okay, so now when you're doing the points again, let's go back to your other argument about the points, point differentials. Once again, can we help it in the AFC in Pittsburgh that the quarterbacks just can't slang it like that? And that they play defense more in our division than they do in yours? Right?
Right. I mean, I agree with you. I see what you're saying.
I mean, you want to put it to the test. I'm just trying to put your numbers and your theory to the test. I'm listen. To me, the number one offense in the NFL is the Seattle Seahawks. I've told you that. There's nothing that I've seen that disproves
that now. With I might honestly say Tampa might have the best offense.
No, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. Then you're straight lying to yourself. Because here's the problem again with that argument. And you got a question. So let's get to the next question. Because you got a question I saw it on there that I like. That I'm gonna go right from what you just said about Tampa Bay and their offense. And it's let me give you my question first. I forgot that. Because I liked your last one so good. Woo, man, that was on point. All right, mine just related to teams and camaraderie. And do you think the Cowboys as a team was wrong, especially those offensive linemen, for not helping Andy Dalton?
Yeah. I mean, I watched the hit.
You play football, come on.
I watched the hit. You know, there's a saying though. You're not good to your linemen, they're not gonna be good to you. You're not gonna
Andy Dalton was the backup. How could he be good to them foes? He wasn't getting backups. He was getting backup snaps.
I want to say high school ball. You know, some of our backup quarterbacks were the most loved quarterbacks. You know, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is.
So you saying there's some underbelly shit going on?
Maybe. I don't know. It seems like it. I don't know. There was who's their nose?
The nose. I don't even for Dallas. I don't even know their offensive line. A lot of backups too. You know what? But before you say that,
he was
that came to his defense.
Yeah, he was the only one to step up and like try to help him up, see if he's good.
Now you know why. You know why I say that you're 100% right. That's why the first thing I said was like, you play football. It don't matter if it's high school, college. If you put pads and a helmet on, in my opinion, that don't diminish nothing. You know, because you're still taking them hits. You still putting them out. If you put pads and a helmet on, and you play, I played in for the Army. You know, for my base. Hey, I look NFL players. Shit, y'all underpaid, motherfuckers. That's some painful shit. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I agree with you 100% because we didn't like our quarterback. Our first quarterback, he was our backup. Our first quarterback, Burt Later, was cool as a motherfucker. Brother was a cool motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He chucking it around. He hanging out. Everybody in practice, man. We have a good time. Cool dude from Florida. You know, had to join the Army because he messed his knee up. But, you know, he can slang it. He got orders, Zane, to leave. He's like, oh, man, Burt leaving? It's the Army still. And we looked, and we was like, oh, God. Our backup quarterback, man, what's his name? Johnson or some shit. Woo, he was a nut dragon. Kiss ass to our tight end. Just thought he was didn't give a fuck about nobody type teammate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And man, shit, we was winning still, so you can't really say nothing, you know, because we still winning. But he's still an asshole. Boy, we had his team, 29 signal, and they had this dude in the team named House, and he lit them up, you know. And I think it's the offensive line just opened that hole up, you know. Because then again, we watched on game tape, we was like, ooh, that looked like a kind of an easy fake ass whip. Boy, he stuck them good. Shit. After that, dude started buying the meals for us. He's like, I got the rounds. He was like, yeah, dude, because you've been a dick. So, yes, I agree with you 100%. If nobody came to his rescue in a sport like that, oh, you got issues with people.
It's not like that was just a hit and he was just down. Like, no, he was unconscious. Like,
he was out.
no one came
They
up.
put him to sleep.
Linemen straight went to the
you know, some of them turned their back on him. You notice that? Well, some of them got their back turned.
Yeah,
like
straight to the sideline, didn't help him up, didn't even pay him attention.
So that'll show Dak Prescott like, man, that's my dudes.
Got my back.
No, with Dak Prescott thinking, see, that's my boys right there. Fuck him. You know, Jerry gonna bring that motherfucker in and say he better than me. Like I'm supposed to be scared. Look what my boys did. Because we looked at Zane, I lied to you. We looked at that game tape and I was like, ooh, they look like they opened up that hole for him. And dude was cool after that. All the way, we won the championship, all that shit. But he was cool after he got the message.
Yeah.
John, he need to get the message. It's like they sent you a message.
No, yeah, I agree. I think you just, I mean, I'm not gonna say I know what's going on in their locker room or anything because that's foolish, but
playing sports in general,
like there's something, you know.
Listen, Zane, I won't even go on that level. We'll go back to street stuff again. Playing a pickup game of basketball with three dudes you don't know on a 5-man team, you still gonna come to your teammates' defense and you don't even know the motherfucker. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
All right, so we got that one in. What you got for me, man?
All right. I got a good question. We should stick to football for now, huh?
You can put them in any order you want, man.
I'll keep it football because I actually got into an internet beef over this.
Okay, well let's do that then. I like them fake internet people.
So,
as we trying to be them fake ass internet people.
All right. So I'm on Twitter. NFL tweets, who's your MVP? It's they got Tom Brady up there, they got Russell Wilson, they got Lamar, which I don't know if Lamar
Kansas City now.
No, they have and I can't remember who the fifth is.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. 100%. Okay. So they got those 5 up there. I'm like, all right, that's a good list. I think that's a pretty reasonable list of who's most likely to get it this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably leaning more towards Tom Brady after this week, or maybe Rodgers. I don't know, but Russell Wilson kind of blew it after.
He
just in one game. But I look in the comments, and one of your boys, Steeler Nation, he's commented saying, "How you gonna be 6-0? Our quarterback isn't even."
See, that's fan shit. I'm gonna stop you right there. That's fan. Time out. We ain't even gotta go any further. That's fan shit. That's straight up fan shit. We ain't doing that. Remember what we said? We don't do none of that shit around here.
No, but here's my question.
What's the question?
Because I'm really curious. Is Ben Roethlisberger a top tier, or not? Maybe not even a top, but a higher level quarterback this year?
I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna start like this. Ben Roethlisberger's resume makes him second, third ballot Hall of Famer. He ain't no first ballot, but his resume puts him in the Hall of Fame. Out of respect for other quarterbacks, like if you put Peyton Manning in, I'm not Peyton Manning, Eli Manning in first ballot, it's like, come on, that's disrespect to all the other first ballots.
Yeah,
he's a Hall of Famer. The stats say that, and he got 2 rings. Come on, his career declined. But my point is Ben, same thing. He's in that Eli Manning class.
No, definitely.
And what I'm saying, he's not a first ballot. Yeah. Ben's just not. All right. Now, when you tell him this season, Ben Roethlisberger ain't been a top tier quarterback for about 3 years, and I'm skipping a year. Because you could go.
I didn't know if I was missing something.
Nah, you ain't missing something. Hey, listen. Come on, real talk over here. Hey, AB was a motherfucker. It ain't hard to throw to a motherfucker like that's 5 yards open all the time. That's easy shit.
Juju's kind of the same way. And if you underthrow Juju, he's gonna catch it.
He gonna twist and bend. And I mean, there's a Plaxico Burress, there's Antonio Holmes, man. Ben is the other way around, where because Pittsburgh does so good in recent years, and even in past history in the 70s of drafting wide receivers. I got a Hines Ward over here, you know what I'm saying? So they do good drafting wide receivers. Ben has been around some hell of a wide receivers. Ben Roethlisberger, that fella can throw you out of a win, like he tried to do last weekend.
James Conner, he went off this week.
That's Pittsburgh. Because what did Ben try to do last weekend in Tennessee? He tried to throw away a win into that double coverage. Just like, that's Ben being Ben right there. So no, top tier, Hall of Fame, because his stats, Super Bowl wins. Ben ain't never been in nobody's MVP list. You know what I'm saying? That's still a hype.
I just had to clarify that.
I'm with you. You ain't got to clarify me. I ain't doing no homer shit around here.
Trying to tell me, Ben Roethlisberger's top tier quarterback.
No, who? What? Where was he from? Pittsburgh?
I don't know. I knew there was something going on, some kind of delusion going on, because that dude, his profile picture was 2 Steelers players. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, that is.
After every single sentence, he put the Steeler Nation.
Oh, he got a crazy.
I knew it was ridiculous, but I didn't know if
No, if I was gonna ride that crazy bandwagon.
Because all right, their defenses. Last year when they had who was it last year? Their quarterback.
The Duck Hodges and what's the back? The Duck Hodges was number 3, and Rudolph, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph. When they had him, they were doing terrible, but they were saying, well, anything's better than that. They're trying to say like, oh, they're 6-0 with Ben Roethlisberger compared to last year. They had Mason Rudolph. They weren't doing anything, and I mean, I don't even see how that makes sense.
Well,
Mason Rudolph was rated when he was starting. He was rated the worst quarterback in the league. I don't know.
And my thing is this, and when I look at fandom shit, and hey, I'm Steeler through and through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But before I'm Steeler, at the top of my pile is I'm a realist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like sports to be factual still. I want my team to win the Super Bowl every goddamn year. But when I go into the season and look at the roster and things and such, I'm like, okay. Some years just like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just to say crazy shit like that, it's like, okay, first of all, it wouldn't matter what a motherfucker was rated. And nobody knew what the fuck goddamn Tom Brady was rated when he came out of college, and look at that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Steeler fans are, and sports fans in general, sometimes when they get, that's why it's called fan, the crazy shit. That's just crazy thinking. That's like a Steeler fan saying, oh, I think Ben is better than Russell Wilson. It's like, man, you lying to yourself. You ain't got to say that to be a Steeler fan. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You can say, hey, man, I think as a team, we're a better team and we'll beat that ass. And I believe that 100%. But to say that Ben is better than Russ is like, well, that's a lie, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, and if that's something like that, I would have his knock. He was trying to knock on this particular person was trying to knock on Lamar Jackson.
Ben's not better than Lamar Jackson.
I wouldn't say that either because, I mean, he might be.
No, listen to me. Trust me on this.
Yeah,
come on, don't lie like that. I was ready to say don't lie like that. You gotta look at it realistically. I watch the Steelers every week. And it's been, like I said, once again, I ain't hating on my man Ben. He a Hall of Famer, second ballot, but he a Hall of Famer. He can do shit I can't do. That being said, he threw that ball. Remember, he tried to chuck that shit backwards last. I was like, oh, okay, man, what's this fool doing, man? I mean, why can't you just sit still and enjoy the ride, man? You got a hell of defense, running game type. You still want to do some crazy shit, though. It's like in his mind, he be thinking,
What are you saying?
I think in his mind, he liked the drama.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's like, come on, dude, what you doing?
He's just got to keep those passes to 7 yards or less. That's what.
Yes. And every now and then, get one and make one of the receivers make a play for you.
Yeah, 20, 30-yard bomb. Ben
Roethlisberger ain't been top tier. I think.
Been a while.
Let me see when he had because he top tier Antonio Holmes. No, that was like when he was a little bit younger and he had the kid that could run the deep route. And he just chuck it up. He was like Randy Moss. That's when Ben, I think, was at his best. When he was younger, he could throw that deep ball. He can, but that shit has been a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay. I got another football one for you here. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be college and football related. So basically Penn State, they have a chance to go on and do the win. You got to do a squat on it, kick the field. It ain't even a field goal. It's a chip shot, and win the game. All right. And you got a big win. Yeah. Boom, move on. Indiana, on the other hand, like, this is our season if we win. And you give it to them. And they've been balling out. But what fucks me up even more is Atlanta did it. And I was sitting there like, okay, y'all just see some stupid college kids and coaches do this shit. Y'all ain't got this shit planned out. But come to find out, Matt Ryan told him in the huddle, don't score a touchdown. Now, who you want to slap the shit more? The coach that doesn't explain it to his players in college, or the professional athlete? Because somebody got to be looking for some stats, in my opinion. That's not a hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I watched that Indiana game. That was, I mean, I was just they. I mean, Penn State had every. I don't know how to. That was crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
They had every chance to seal it away, and they
The
just blew
game's
it.
over.
Yeah, they just blew it. I definitely say it's the coaching for college.
Yes.
You can't blame it on the players. They're not. They're not. They're not. You know. They're at that point. They're
You're
just.
not built that way as a college player.
Yeah. You're not. You're not making calls. You're just taking calls.
Yes.
You're doing what's told to you.
Yep.
But I mean, this kind of comes to back when Russ threw on the 1 yard line versus the Patriots. It's the same kind of when we're going into professionals and you're talking about Atlanta. It's the same kind of situation. Like, yeah, you got to blame the coach, but at the same time, that player has got to be.
I'm glad as a Seahawks fan, you finally out here a Seahawks fan to say that. You ain't calling that play.
You gotta like think about it. Like, is this?
Yes.
I'm a professional. I'm making millions to play this game. Is this a smart play? Like, I know my coach, but if I mess it up, yeah, I'm gonna get chewed up by my coach. But if I win us the game, I mean, you can't really say much.
You saying, listen to me, bro. You
At least
saying that is like, boy, I'm gonna have a crocodile tear. I'm like, look at this boy telling this real talk here. That's what we do over here at GZ, real talk. Because yes, the coach takes the blame in college. Okay, the coach takes the blame in college. The player gets the blame in the pro. You getting paid, player. You coming in and talk about I got Marshawn Lynch behind me. We ain't running this play. Hey, my money in the bank already.
Hey, we don't gotta talk about it too much. You're gonna start.
But that's what I look at when I think about in Atlanta. I'm like, okay, if your quarterback tell you not to score, what's going on in Atlanta that I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I thought I was gonna just get as close as I can. It's a goddamn field goal. You are already as close as you can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the player.
Yeah, 100%.
But a Seahawks fan, ooh, Lord, I'm glad we got that on tape. Y'all that's what I mean. That's why I love this show, man, because it's real talk, people. We ain't out here trying to front.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can admit that Ben Roethlisberger is in the top tier quarterback.
I got eyes. Yeah, I got eyes. I don't need game tape. I watch that shit every Sunday.
All right, I got one more for you. Actually, hold on. Let me look at your questions again. Yeah. I guess I can move on. Because you wanna change this out. You got anything more you want to touch on for football for the week?
Let me see what we got here, man. Actually, let me see here. Yes. Yes, I got something that's related to football still.
What's up?
You want to hear what it is? Okay, right here. And this one here. Has sports blurred the lines pertaining to what is a great player and what's an athlete? And the reason I say that pertains to football is because of the current condition of quarterbacks. Yeah. From high school all the way to the pros. For years, quarterbacks were considered players, great players. Mm-hmm. Going all the way back to Johnny Unitas and all of those things. And when you saw quarterbacks like, first of all, Fran Tarkenton, how he would move around, get around, do his thing. For the Cowboys, Roger Staubach. Then you saw, especially in college and then in the pros, John Elway. Just on and on and on. You saw a lot of white quarterbacks that can get it done with them legs. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And was on a high level championship quarterback, but they were still considered great players. Yeah. Now you come into the 20th century. Michael Vick was considered a great athlete who played quarterback. Mm-hmm. Randall Cunningham before that, great athlete who played quarterback. Now we're in this generation where now I don't think people know what to call these kids because it's no different than in basketball where it's a 7-footer shooting a three. Yeah. So when I mean now, are the lines getting blurred because you have to look at now athletic white players like Josh Allen in Buffalo. You know, I like one of the announcers call him Raheem because there's a lot of those white quarterbacks now that are mobile that can get around because they're doing it in high school.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? That even goes to a question I had that I was marinating on, meaning does just like with calling them athletes because they run and spread offenses, does that not make them quarterbacks anymore? Does that make them not great athletes? Does that not make them great players? It just makes them great athletes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just evolution. That's just evolution of the game. I mean, that might not be what was considered, a great player 20, 30 years ago. But you're coming into this new generation. If you can just throw, I mean, look at Russell Wilson, look at Patrick Mahomes, look at Lamar, look at Kyler Murray. You're not gonna have these quarterbacks that are built like Tom Brady anymore that are just gonna sit in the pocket and make a good play. You're gonna have to be able to, pull some tricks out of your hat every now and then if you want to be, I guess, considered a top tier quarterback now. Because I mean, athleticism is kind of getting ingrained more into that position, I think. So I think
I agree. And I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna throw this one in here. So take that even to a step further because now you understand where I'm going with this. Because it looks at a trend where you saw what happened to Andrew Luck. Being Jaheim, he can run. You see what happens to Cam Newton. You look at some of the statuesque types because Joe Burrow gets around a little bit now, but not so much. And then that kid in San Diego, he gets around a little bit, but they're mostly statues in the pocket.
Yeah.
I think teams are going to look at it like this, at the quarterback position, because the value is going to change. You're going to end up paying quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes a lot more money if you can get around and move, but you're going to value his career as only probably being 10 years because of the punishment the body gonna take. So you're not gonna, as a business person, you're not gonna be long-term truly invested. You're gonna have that upfront money you give him. If you give him a 10-year contract and he's moving and running that rock, he ain't lasting 10. Yeah, so all it really is that upfront money.
I think the most important thing is you got to find a balance, because you got players like Cam Newton, let's say, who he'll go for the hit. He's not only is he not afraid to get hit, but he
likes to create the contact. Yep.
Yeah, he'll try to check you. But then you got players like Russell Wilson who they're elusive in the pocket. They'll get away from you as soon as you think they're about to get hit. They slide right under you or do something like that.
And that's
avoid that contact.
And that still aligns with what I'm saying too. Is when I talk about athlete, quarterback, spread offenses, and all these type of things. If you look at Seattle's offense, they create 50-50 underneath snaps, versus shotgun. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at that quarterback, Russell Wilson, some of the smaller type quarterbacks that can get around, move, run, make plays with their legs and that sort. The mindset is not, I'm going to knock somebody the fuck down. So but you look at the kid in Buffalo, he dropping that pad. Cam Newton dropping that pad. Yeah. So I'm going to take the big, like I just said, from the Colts that retired early, dropping that pad. Yeah. So I'm gonna take those guys, but what I'm going to realize is, I can front load the money because they ain't gonna last on the back end. If I'm paying, and you see it in the play, if I'm paying someone like Patrick Mahomes $250 million, $500 million, okay, and then I gave him some front load money. I know we can run around. You know what I'm telling? Hey man, See, if you run around and you get all fucked up, that means I ain't got to pay you all that money out. So, especially if I'm his agent, like, dude, you need to last now to get the whole 500 million. Because if you start getting, look, Tom Brady playing until he's 43. If you start getting busted up, you ain't gonna get all this nut.
Yeah.
Cam Newton didn't see that. But at the same time, I think in high school, every kid that plays quarterback is gonna be, they're gonna be multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way to, I think the position has gotten turned to that position.
Evolution, yeah. Yeah, and I think the most elite quarterbacks are going to be the ones that have, I think Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or Ben Roethlisberger, they're all part of like a dying breed. They're probably going to be like the last generation where the most elite quarterbacks aren't necessarily like athletic or have any special.
Yes,
like,
you're going to have some special
abilities. Like, I think like
that a strong arm and accuracy ain't going to do it no more.
Yeah, you got to have that, but you also got to have that athletic ability, be able to divert the pocket. Because, like, honestly, I think linemen are getting weaker. I don't know what it is, but I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't look like the lines are as strong as they used to be. I don't know what's going on. It could be new offenses and defenses, but
that kid from Clemson, I'm looking at him and saying, okay, you are a traditional. You don't. I mean, he gets around a little bit. It's like, but you tall and frail in NFL, you're gonna get lit the fuck up.
You're talking about Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. I'm looking. They talking about all. I'm like, John Elway was thick.
Yeah, I
comparing him to Elway is like. I mean, I don't even think he's a. I don't see it.
Yeah, you texted me. You said Trevor Lawrence is the best player in college football.
He's the best player in college football. Yeah,
I think that's panning out as well in the league. I can't say
that's my point. To me, he's like, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks like him. It's like, I knew every quarterback coming out of USC. I was like, y'all ain't good. You can look at when you see players running naked. It's like that don't make him a good quarterback. These people are running wide the fuck open. Look at some of these receivers that came out of Clemson. And I see quarterbacks that are in college, sticking it in tight windows. He ain't that guy. I don't see it.
Yeah, no. Oh, I got a good question for you though. What do you think about Joe Burrow, best rookie this year? He up on your? He's throwing from.
I say he's I say he is, and the reason I say he is he came in, with a different kind of expectation. Number one pick, all that good stuff, Heisman. Champion. But his expectation was different. The kid in San Diego expectations weren't similar to Burrow. Burrow was, can he elevate a team as a rookie?
Yeah. I think he's doing it. And
he's doing it. That's why I say he's the best rookie in the league. He's doing it. I mean, he's making a believer. I'm like, okay, I hit him on my little DVR and everything. Let me see what Cincinnati over there, because especially there in the division, that's the future.
Yeah.
Him and my brother out of Baltimore, that's the future. Cleveland quarterback, he ain't no future. So I'm, what I'm saying, he ain't no future in that. But Joe Burrow is the truth. You're looking at him like, okay, we're gonna have to contend with this little young dude right here for a long time.
He's got the mentality of a champion, if anything.
And that'll bring me back to what I was saying. Joe Burrow to me looks more like what you're going to be looking for in a quarterback in the future. He can move, he can work with his legs. But he can stand in that pocket and be accurate and hit the windows.
Yeah, he doesn't move in Cincinnati. He's getting hit.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And he can do it. You know what I'm saying? And he's had them convinced that they're better than they are.
Oh, yeah.
And that's crazy as a rookie.
I'm surprised he hasn't got injured yet. Have you seen some of the hits he's taking?
Woo! Oh, he hurt. Now, come on. That's why they got shots. That's why they got shots and pain. That he be hurt like listen. That dude would probably be feeling 2 weeks ago pain on Sunday. When he get out there on Sunday, he be like, yeah, see that bruise right there? I still feel that from last Sunday. Yeah.
Your audio cut out. I hate this. All right, you're good.
Yeah. So that's just because I'm right next to my router. But anyway, yeah, I say Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with you.
that's easy. That's to me, that's easy.
Yeah. All right. I got one question just off I guess you don't really know much about the UFC, do you?
No, the only thing I saw recently UFC was this. It was some brother, and the dude grabbed his back leg, and he flipped around, and in dead air kicked him with his left one and knocked him out.
I saw that.
I was like, what the fuck did I just? That was some Spider-Man shit.
No, that was crazy. I can't remember who that was. I know exactly what you're talking about though.
Yeah, that's the depth of my UFC right there. I mean, blood sport, I just never really got into it. You know, I remember the movie Bloodsport. I was like, it's kind of crazy that people like to see people. We're humans. And that's some straight up gladiator. I'm gonna kick your ass. Ain't gonna be no. Only thing I can't do is hit you in the nuts. Very well, I can fuck you. I hold your head down. It's like watching a violent street fight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of people that are like, especially like big boxing fans. They're even against the UFC just because they think it's too violent.
And boxing can be violent, but the gloves are heavier and your body. But the UFC is like, it's so crazy. When the motherfuckers get them on the ground, they get the yakking at them. I'm like, oh, now in real life, that look like you'll go to jail for that. That look like some assault charges and shit.
Oh, it's
that's what always fucks me up about it.
So I guess I'll just say it because there's a man named Khabib. He just retired recently. He went undefeated, and people are calling him the best wrestler in UFC history. Some people are calling him the best.
And UFC, now I know some things about the old UFC. Then they got what's that, Chuck Liddell and all the motherfuckers?
Chuck Liddell, yeah.
So how you gonna be the best?
Best wrestler in UFC history.
Oh, wrestler. Oh, okay.
Some are saying that he's the best ever. The only person that really has a big problem with that is, you know who John Jones is?
Yeah.
John Jones does not like that. So
John Jones is the dude with the steroids all the time.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, so he can't be mad about nothing.
John Jones, he's got 15 championships. Khabib's got 4. John Jones is really mad that he's getting more props than himself, which I think is just is jealousy because I think he sees in Khabib, and not even in Khabib. There's a kid named Israel Adesanya who John Jones has really came at a lot because he's kind of like really unorthodox, like kind of fighting style, just
in
like
his style.
Yeah, kind of just like kind of wild. You don't really know what to expect, but he's gonna take your ass down one way.
You don't know if you're gonna grapple with him, box with him, or yeah, okay.
I just think that John Jones sees himself and a lot of these younger guys and what he could have been instead of the route he did go.
That's hate.
He blew it.
He blew it. Like I said, I know what I know because I'm a sports fan. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So when you ask me that I know anything about UFC, I not like that, but I know who John Jones is, and I know there's a you got a second chance and you failed another drug test.
Second, third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah, you know what the fuck, dude? So I don't give a fuck what you did in the past. All I'm looking at is you've been cheating this much. You've been cheating the whole time. You just finally started getting caught. So I'm not impressed by you anymore.
Yeah.
And doesn't his brother play in the NFL or did?
John Jones? No, his brother does.
That's what I said. That his brother plays in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, his brother's in the NFL.
Yeah, it's like, man, I had to look at his brother like, you cheating too?
I mean, the biggest thing that I think he got caught with in his career was he was doing a lot of cocaine, and people didn't like that. The UFC didn't like that at all.
You know, he probably rubbed a lot of people the wrong way too, though.
Oh yeah, I mean he's very confident in himself.
But that's a small, especially at that time when he was coming up. That was a small little crowd, you know what I'm saying, of fighters.
Oh yeah.
You know, and if you start being way too arrogant in a sport that you embarrassing men, kicking them in the face with your knee and shit.
Yeah.
you don't need to be a dick off work too. Damn, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to bring that up just because.
Oh no, I feel you.
I mean,
like I said, for me, I'm not even gonna put it on UFC. For me, just the whole concept of pay-per-view just left my game.
Yeah.
When they start not being really, when you start having too many of them in a year, that that ain't pay-per-view no more, man. That's sucker view. You know what I'm saying? Pay-per-view, my day was, man, you only had maybe 2 or 3 of them a year, so they were events. People had big parties, the whole thing. Boom, Tyson fight or Holyfield fight. Even when the UFC with Chuck Liddell and all those guys, when they were first coming up, they were like events. Man, what you got? UFC something going on every other month or some shit?
Like
Only on pay-per-view. It's like, we can't watch none of these joints for free.
No.
They'll let you. UFC will let you watch shit for free.
No, that's ridiculous. No, I agree with you there because, I mean, only ways I really watch them is unless I'm watching highlights or I illegally stream it.
Yeah. Well, he lied about that. He don't legally stream it, man. That's just a joke, man. Yeah, don't be, man. The boy be just talking shit. Yeah, we don't do no illegal shit around here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, look, Mr. FCC, he was joking. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one there. NBA, I saw out there that they're going to be asking their players to take their payrolls into escrow. Which makes sense. They lost a lot of money. I think it was $7 billion or some shit like that. All of the teams. So yeah, you got some fat contracts that some of these cats I can't pay you right now until we get back, on steady ground. Do you think the players should accept that? Or in another sense of the term, do you understand why the NBA is doing it?
I understand and I disagree.
And why?
I mean, not everyone is also on these fat contracts. You got some dudes, you got the 14, 13, 14, 15 person on the bench. They're not making like nearly half as much as the third or fourth guy on the bench is making. They're making contracts, and they're living paycheck to paycheck almost. Like then you got rookies that are coming in. You're telling them they can't get paid as soon as they get in the league. Is that what's going on too?
No, they're just putting portions of their pay into escrow, not all of it.
Okay, so I mean, honestly, I'd say it's situational. I'd say the first.
And there it is.
Okay. The first person you should be trying to delay who's getting money is the LeBron James types.
Exactly.
They're good. Now, they don't even need this year's salary. Now, if they're gonna get it, they just need to wait a little bit.
Wait a little bit.
Taking the most money in.
And you said the right name too. LeBron James needs to step up because right now he still runs this league. That the NBA. He needs to step up and say, hey, the top 1% of players I've talked to, we've decided to, escrow last season's payroll and half of this season's into future earnings. I mean, because they got people in baseball that do the same thing. They call it Bobby Bonilla Day because the motherfucker gets $1 million every year from the Mets. He ain't played for them in fucking 20 years, I think. But that's what the top tier players who got the money in the bank need to step up and look out for their teammates. And that's why I thought it was an interesting thing. I said, well, how could that be a problem? You got all these guys that's already got the money in the bank, and then you got some starving dudes. Man, let the starving dudes eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that's why I brought that one up. So we see the same page. Yes, the top percent of that league with the money need to step up for the other guys.
Yeah. And because they don't need that money. But
I mean, it's yours, and I get that. I'm not saying you don't give it to me, but you know what I'm saying? You can wait a little bit. You can wait about 4.
Not getting that 10, 15 mil immediately is going to affect you when you already got 30, 40, 50 mil in the bank.
Exactly. And I don't care how many people you feed. Yeah.
You got dude, he kind of went wild so far, this offseason maybe. He's got like 10, 15 grand in the bank. You're saying he's got to wait to get the rest of his money?
Exactly. I was like, and then the practice squad. I was like, man, the top players got to step up.
Because then you're asking for your players to do something dumb.
Yeah.
I mean,
nah. Yeah, I can't escrow money not that little bit of money. Then I get hurt, and all of a sudden I get hurt, and my future earnings is gone.
Yeah.
All you're gonna pay me is that little bit of money for the rest of my life when I can be getting millions.
Exactly. Yeah, or I mean, there's always those players that they might try to get money alternative methods too. Okay, the NBA's not paying me. How can I get money? And it's not always a legal way.
I think the league is not comprised of a lot of those type cats anymore. I do think the pressure does bust a pipe. I'm just saying. I do believe. Yeah, I feel you.
I don't know. It's putting some people in a
situation you shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
Especially for multimillionaires. Shit, I don't have $1 million, but I can imagine if I was 20, 25 years old and I was getting a couple mil and I thought the money train was going to keep coming, I might be living off, credit. And then all of a sudden I ain't got no money coming. And my credit is like, we want our money. Like, shit, hold on. I thought this car was on loan. I thought this house was on loan. No, you ain't got a job, player. They furloughing your money. So yeah, I feel you. It's like, what you mean I can't get that $2 million? I already spent 1.5 of it.
Yeah, they got to figure out something with that. I don't know what they
but you starting off with the answer when you said LeBron, that's it. Right now, LeBron runs that league. Whatever way that motherfucker fart, that's where the way the wind gonna go.
Voice the league.
Yeah.
He's got the most influence, especially with his all of his like putting voice into the players. Like he's done a lot for the players in the league and giving them a voice and stuff like that. So I mean, if he wants to, keep being that person, I think he should.
I think he should step up. Yep.
Yeah.
I felt the same way when I saw that story. I was like, wow, yeah, LeBron got to step up and stop that. That you got multi-billionaires talking about you can't pay some millionaires. Shit, y'all shit money. Come on.
Exactly.
So, what you got for me, man?
All right, I got one more. What you think? Which team most likely to make a big move this year in the NBA this offseason?
Because
you got a couple teams that need to do something.
I really believe it's going to be because I just looked at that. And that's a good question. I was doing the when I was thinking about the NBA and the escrow thing, I was looking at something like that, and I was looking at some. To answer that question, I'll start this way. There was no college basketball season. Okay. So there was no room for anybody to shine like a Dwayne Wade in the tournament or some of these guys, kid down in Atlanta, when he played for Oklahoma. NCAA put a lot of people in the NBA. Steph Curry, you can name just tons of people who had tournaments. That Kevin Durant at Texas, that they were already top players, but that tournament just put them on the map.
Yeah.
And when I look at that, and all you can go on now is the season before that, because a lot of these kids are they were one season in, some of them no seasons in, right out of high school. I making moves, I would say it's going to be Minnesota. Because you got a couple options here if you're Minnesota. You got the kid out of Israel. He's been playing pro ball. And you got the ball kid. He's been playing pro ball. Anybody else that ain't been playing pro ball, I ain't got enough tape on you, player. That's like that. So if
this could be a free agent signing.
As far as free agent signing, that's a Giannis thing.
You think so? It just comes.
That's a Giannis thing. He's not even a free agent this year. No, I feel like this, and when you say moves, it's the biggest move coming up in this season, this off season, is going to be whether or not Giannis extends or goes plays in Miami or goes plays in Golden State. The biggest move is a Giannis move. No, there's no other move out there. Forget the fact they imploded, but I don't see any other move out there right now in the NBA. LeBron's already set in LA. The Nets are already set with KD and Kyrie. These teams, most of these teams are the only player that ain't set. I don't think the kid in Dallas going to be, bitching for more money. The only player that ain't set is Giannis. So the move is, where does Giannis go? Not who gets Giannis. You see what I'm saying? Where does he go?
I understand where you're coming from. I mean, I think there's a few teams that I think are really trying to make a push. I think the Bucks are the first one. I think their first priority is keeping Giannis. Their second priority is getting Giannis some help. So they're thinking, all right, what move can we make to make sure Giannis doesn't leave us? Because if Giannis leaves them, they're screwed.
So what's the move?
I mean, they could sign someone like Bradley Beal, get them some shooting, get them some.
Hold on.
Yeah, Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
What are you trying to say about Bradley Beal?
Man, Bradley Beal, first and foremost, think about that. Him and John Wall. Him and John Wall. Okay. You got to be a foolish team if you sign Bradley Beal and John Wall and have championship aspirations. And maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't know these people personally, but them don't look like I want to win. No, you know what? If you'd have said somebody from Portland, one of them guards, I'd be like, oh, okay. If you can get Dame Dollar over there.
Let me just make this clear. You're putting McCollum over Bradley Beal?
I just said Dame Dollar.
Okay.
I said if you get Dame Dollar. I didn't say nothing about McCollum. See, that was your heart getting burned. I'm not trying to give you no heartburn. I'm just talking truth. If I'm gonna make a move, I'm going after Dame Dollar. What y'all want for Dame?
You're not getting Dame though. That's the thing.
Hey, I can get you. You got to go where you get traded to, player.
They're not trading him. You think he wants to get rid of Damian Lillard?
Hey, I'm just saying.
Almost
so
like the best point guard this season.
So you're saying I'm gonna give up some shit for one of those Wizards guards?
Bradley Beal, yeah, he had a great season last year.
Yeah, for the Wizards in the East. Why you think he signed for that money? He was like, I ain't a fool, I ain't leaving. This easy money right here. Anybody that's a winner would have left the Wizards. Come on. When he had a chance.
I don't know. All right, let me move on.
Think about that, Zane. He had a chance.
Miami, I think they're also,
that's who needs a move.
They might want to make a move. Obviously, they want to go for Giannis. That's their number one priority. I think it'd be smart for them to also pursue Bradley Beal. I know you don't like Bradley Beal, but
hold on. Now, no, I didn't like Bradley Beal in Milwaukee with Giannis. You put Bradley Beal down there in Miami with Jimmy, different thing.
Different thing.
Different thing now. That's Jimmy Butler. Different thing. You see what I'm saying? You will have a winning mentality fucking around. That's why I said Jimmy Butler made superstar status to me. Giannis is a superstar, but I don't put him in that superstar leader kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I look at him as superstar of how he plays on the court.
Mm-hmm.
You take that same person, Bradley Beal, and put him with now new superstar Jimmy Butler. Oh, yeah, we got something now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We got something now because that's a different mentality. You're going to conform down there. You ain't just going to be a me kind of player down there. You're going to be about winning.
You can't be who you want to be. Unless you want to be someone that's going to be, grinding.
Yeah, you got to grind down in Miami. The bottom line, that you going to Miami, you going to grind.
Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, they're going to
make that's grinding down there. That's why I respect that team. There's certain teams you go to, you come here, you're going to have to conform to these kind of ways. But, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Heat. That's what's so sad about the Knicks. They used to be that way.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
I think Heat might also. I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up Victor Oladipo. That'd be
that's a decent pickup.
Yeah,
I think he's a step less than Bradley Beal. That's though, but it's a decent.
I don't think he adds as much to the team as what they really need. I think what they really, really need is someone who's gonna protect the paint.
Yes, that's simple.
I mean, I like Bam. He's definitely a young.
He's playing out of position.
Kinda, yeah. He's definitely a young, athletic, big man, but he's not. He doesn't have that rim protector, like defensive mentality that's gonna get stuff done. Like he was getting bullied by LeBron. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna put it lightly.
But he's out of position though.
Yeah,
they need that big body.
And I saw that they might go after Serge Ibaka. I thought that was a great idea. Even though he's getting older now, he's getting a little older. It's better than nothing.
But I think that would be a good fit because he still got that kind of dog mentality that would fit with Butler's. Coming back from the OKC days and stuff like that. That would be a good fit. Plus, you could, you need a couple dogs in there. Jimmy can't be the only dog in the locker room.
No.
Because then that bark will get old. Who else you got?
And then I think the Clippers, I think they're looking to make some moves. Because they underperform. The playoffs.
See, that's the thing, though. I'm 100% agreeing with you there. I agree with you. So you mean move somebody out or somebody in, though?
I mean, they might have to do both, but I know they need a point guard.
I would move Paul George out. Send your ass back to Indiana, motherfucker. Send your ass back to Indiana. Even if I got to get Oladipo for you, you're out. I'm jettisoning your ass.
That works for Kawhi.
You know what I'm saying? Your ass is gone. Now, when we talk about real talk on moves, it's like, I'm ejecting. I'm taking that L.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, look, I'm sending you back to Indiana. What? You gonna do that to me? Yeah, for Oladipo. So you gone. That's the first move I'd make.
I feel you there. No, I know they're going after Rondo. You seen that?
I mean, that's a good play, because he's gonna.
They need someone like that.
Yes.
Patrick Beverly, I like him. He's got grit. He's got that defensive mentality. They are a defensive a team, but I mean, Patrick Beverly should not be a starting point guard. I'm sorry.
And not just that, he don't have, once again, that Rondo reputation as a dog. I mean, as much as I don't like Rondo, I'll tell you about all that quitting shit, but you put him somewhere he want to be, he going to be a dog.
Yeah.
And he ain't going to be mad at playing and going across the, he ain't even got to go across, locker rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we talking moves, though, Paul George, and that's just crazy. And what I don't even understand. I've never seen that in basketball. You see players age, what I'm saying? Because Paul George came back with the terrible leg injury. Man, he's having a great season, all that stuff. But you don't never see in basketball, motherfuckers just straight fall off the cliff. You see it in football and shit, where it's like, damn, your ass was a superstar, we thought. What the fuck happened? I mean, I guess
he's got some explaining to do to those Clipper fans.
Yes. like Melo had to do to the Knicks. Melo had to do it to the Knicks. He's like, oh, God damn, we thought you was going to be it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Melo in the same conversation as Paul George, though.
I'm lying. You right. Paul George is Paul George is like, what the fuck happened? You was the man asked for you.
Yeah. The thing about Melo is, the difference between Melo and Paul George is Paul George came in, they needed someone that was gonna score. He couldn't get it done. The Knicks, they need someone that was gonna get them wins. He could only score. Like he did.
Good. I like that one. There it is.
What he could do.
Yeah.
He's not.
I get that. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. So that's Paul George is that. Paul George is number one. I've never seen a player just supposed to be a superstar player too, just fall off the cliff.
Number two, two-way player in the league besides Kawhi.
Yeah, all that defense and all that shit you were supposed to be bringing. It was like, where you at, player?
Looking lost sometimes on the court.
Looking lost. I mean, it's like, damn, man, you look like you the rec league player playing with pros over here. What's happening?
Yeah. I don't know. I think rid of Paul George, get him out of there. Ship him on the bus.
That's okay. So we say Giannis, and you're that. Those are, if you're talking about moves. I don't know if the Celtics can make any moves out there that are significant enough. Exactly, they're a young team, so I don't really see there's anything out there. Golden State is pat. They're gonna get their riches of whatever they want with the second round. Plus players want. Yeah, all those guys are like those guys they have plenty of rest. I want to go play with them. So those are the teams that when you say moves, I agree with.
Yeah. You seen the Nets? They brought
yeah, D'Antoni.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a smart move. Bring my coach to coach.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's a great coach though. I'm not gonna
I think D'Antoni in a way, and this is my opinion because I watched Steve Nash, when he was at Dallas, he wasn't MVP, but to me, he was a little bit more well-rounded. He can guard a little bit.
Are you talking about when he stole those MVPs from Kobe?
No. He stole them from Shaq, and that was it.
I mean, he stole both of them. One was from Kobe. One was from Shaq. Or you could say Tim Duncan. By the way, he didn't deserve those MVPs. Steve Nash. Oh, you can't hear me?
Oh, yeah, I was back. No. I'm saying the reason I say that is because Steve Nash can bring probably to those guys some I'm still close to your age type of shit. Let's play a little defense.
Yeah.
But that offense is going to be D'Antoni's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought him in straight for that. Like, look, we're going to run this Phoenix thing and this Houston thing up here with two of the best scorers in the league.
Kyrie's hand and say, do whatever you want. Like
you got Kevin Durant running that offense and Kyrie. You're gonna have to outscore them.
Yeah, but I'm saying like what's his face, Mike D'Antoni, whatever his name. He better not just put the ball in Kyrie or KD's hands and say, do what you need to do.
You gotta have to play a little bit better than that because that didn't work in Houston or Phoenix.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Hold on, let me spin off that one because yes, they're gonna score a lot of points. You're gonna have to outscore. But let me ask you this: as far as what you think, I just think that's that's not basketball.
What they're doing?
His offense, I never thought it was basketball. It don't even look like basketball.
It's not winning basketball.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what the fuck?
You call whatever you want, but it's not
gonna. But motherfuckers keep hiring his ass to run that shit. That shit ain't worked once.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, James Harden, I think he ruined his career. I don't think he's ever going to win a championship just because
he'll win one. He'll win one as picking it up off somebody's back.
Yeah, now he's got this expectation though that he's the main guy, and you put the ball in his hands, he's gonna get you wins. But that's just not.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
Hey, the crazy thing about that's why I'm glad you brought that up is Jordan tried that shit and it didn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, I need some motherfucking help. Oh, you need some help now. Shaq tried that shit and he had Penny Hardaway and it didn't work. He needed Kobe and some help. That's why he always talking to others. It's like that kind of offense is like, man. Yeah, and you play 82 games of that shit, and then you want to run the playoffs with that shit. It's like, man, you're gonna wear somebody out that's playing for you.
Yeah, I mean, all the greats, they've had help. You look at Magic, he had help.
Everybody.
All-star team. Wilt couldn't win one until he got some help. Bill Russell had a great team around him. LeBron couldn't win one himself. 2016.
Here's the other way. Here's the other thing too. You had the Showtime Lakers, but they ran that with Kareem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they played some damn defense. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard a lot of people when I talk about D'Antoni's offense, they said, well, the Lakers ran it up. I was like, they ran that was Kareem out there. That's Magic. If he didn't get the fast break going, that went into Kareem. And now he's option one. So then you hear the thing about the you'll hear this a lot when they talk about Golden State and they say, well, a jump shooting team won a championship, 4 forward 3 times. It's like actually Golden State had centers all those times, and good power forwards and small forwards. And the other thing they had was a fucking smothering defense. You know what I'm saying? They happen to have 2 guys who could shoot the 3.
Yeah, 2 guys that can shoot better than the rest of the league.
Yes, and you confuse that with a jump shooting team,
Yeah.
and that's why they snuck up on so many people. It's like, actually, it's not a jump shooting team. It's only those 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Who
so
also both happen to have amazing court vision. They
yeah,
know,
that can pass.
Yeah.
And one of them that's top 5 in defense.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson. It's like, so what are you people talking about? But yeah, I don't see D'Antoni's style going anywhere and working outside of probably high school. You know, yeah, seriously, I don't even see that style working in college.
No, because like to win that real style of basketball, you got to have players that just aren't as good as that main scorer you got.
Mm-hmm.
But James Harden is undisputedly the best player in the league. He's not that guy that's just a step ahead of everyone else.
No, he ain't.
That in the NBA, anyways.
He can score.
What separates a good player from like the players like LeBron James is they got all the talent as everyone else. Plus, they got everything else in their head figured out too.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's to me that's the epitome of great players though in every sport.
Yeah.
You know, they got the physical, but they got the mental too. Like I don't care if it's like anything. Like when you got that mental, like chess players, they see the board different than you see it. They 4 or 5 moves ahead. Some of the great players, especially in basketball, a fast moving game, they're 4 or 5 plays ahead, 4 or 5 moves ahead of you when they're about to make that move on you. Yeah, quarterback, same thing. It's quarterbacks that are great can throw players open, but quarterbacks that are good have to throw to open players.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna hit you up with this one here, man, on my list. This is the last one I got for you, man. And it's our analytics ruining sports as it pertains to the human factor.
100%. No question about it. No, I see this every single day. Every single day I go, if I even look at Twitter, I even open Facebook, I do any of these social medias, I open them. It's just all about these stats and these percentages, career percentages, playoff totals, all this. Like, you can say statistically this player is better than any other player of all time, but that doesn't make it true.
Exactly.
You put that player one-on-one against the other player, and he doesn't win, then what are you going to say? Well, statistically, he had this bad of a game. No, like.
Then it's like 7 out of 10 times he'd win, or 50. They'll make it enough statistically speaking that it'll look good.
I think just in general, as a society, we've started to rely on statistics a little too much to, I guess, control everything. I don't necessarily think everything can be predicted. I think there's a little bit of not even everything can be predicted, but like you can't go off of like
statistically speaking
to predict
human nature. I agree. It's
a little bit of chaos.
That's why I said, does it take the human element out of the game? It's like life in general, like you're saying. Human nature kicks in. You're saying you're going to equate 12 to 13, 1,000 or 100,000 or 100 million individuals and say, I can pick out of that group 10% that will do this. It's like, I don't know. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you're right. But maybe you're just fucking guessing too. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I believe it's just a little bit of chaos.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
And we deal with it in our everyday lives. Why we gotta deal with it in sports? Why you fucking with my sports?
Yeah.
Listen, you're a math guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda.
Math is boring. Just because you're good at it, that don't mean it's sexy. It's boring. But
yeah, once you get to a certain level of math where you can actually like
see it,
apply it to things and see what you're doing, then it gets entertaining. But if you're just writing on paper,
that's what I mean. I'm just talking about the write on paper part.
Yeah,
see, because so it's like, okay, if I know writing on paper math is boring, that's why I got fucking coaches and players, because they're applying human factors to it. Like, You can statistically say anything about any quarterback until he fucking sticks that throw and your team lose.
I mean, yeah, you're going to base the league purely on statistics. Then you wouldn't need coaches. You wouldn't need.
Exactly.
You just have the owner.
You just punch buttons and send the plays in.
Exactly.
Now, here's I'm going to end it with this one, though, and then I'm going to cut just like we started. Statistically speaking, Russell Wilson should have fucking changed it to a running play. If we talking statistics. Hot fire had to hit with it. Yeah. That's why I don't like analytics, man. You know what the fuck? Human error caused that fucking problem, not analytics. That was Russell Wilson's fault. He should have said, "Nah, we ain't running that bullshit play."
Yeah, and I think it kind of ruins it for like the average fan. If you're someone that just relies too much on statistics, you try to have a debate about something or talk about these two teams. The other person didn't watch. They're just going off the game percentages.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Sat down, watched the whole game. They're looking at how this player played, and then you're gonna tell them that player was trash just because of one way they played, even though that whole player's team is trash. They're just struggling to stay afloat, keep their team.
And that takes me into the last thing before we throw out here when we talked about this. And that leads all the way right into that fucking fantasy football.
Yeah.
Because that's all that shit is statistics. And I ain't mad at people for doing it. You know, I'm not mad at them. Man, do your thing, man. Shit, motherfuckers is getting paid off that. But don't bring that into a philosophical conversation about what actually happened on the field.
Yeah.
Or on the court. Or, you know, that's where I have a problem. It's like, hey, man, if you're talking about it making some money, all right. Statistics is all I need because I'm trying to, you know, statistically speaking, figure out how many catches this motherfucker gonna get. But if that fucker gets 10 catches and we know he always dropped the big one at the end of the game, that don't make him the best wide receiver on the field. That makes him garbage.
I agree.
And I'm not being derogatory to anybody. I'll just say it like this. Statistically speaking, that makes him Dez Bryant. And we'll just let it go at that.
I got one more.
Okay.
I want to touch.
What's happening?
All right. So last week we talked a little bit at the end and afterwards about the wage gap between the NBA and WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question isn't how do you fix it? I guess my question is kind of a little bit how do you fix it?
Oh, it's an easy fix.
Yeah, but should there be changes to the WNBA that I guess, like let's say lowering the rim to 9 feet?
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to read. I was going to say this for a different time, but I'm glad. First of all, I say not no, but hell no. Okay, but I'm going to put this in some context because I'm glad you brought this up. Okay. I played soccer before, okay? Soccer, whether it's men or women, is the same goddamn sport.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same time frame, the same running, the same everything, even the same violence when you're jumping up to head the ball. You're playing against equals. So that money should be the motherfucking same. There's no advantages or disadvantages physically seeing it, conceptually playing it, any of it. It's the same damn sport. Mm-hmm. You know, that's that group. Then you have, there's a professional hockey league over here. Those women have that group. My battery's all about going low.
Yeah, me too.
But in the middle, you have basketball. Okay. I already know I respect the sport because you're playing on the same court the men play on. Mm-hmm. So that's where the respect comes from. Lowering the rim, now I'm looking at you like you took your respect and threw it away to appease that crowd that says they should be like men and play above the rim. They ain't like men. They're not men. Respect that game for that game. Now, should their highest paid player be making at least $5, $6, $7 million a year? Yeah, of course so. You know, every player's not going to get those Sue Bird endorsements and things like that. You know, congratulations to her for getting engaged. Yeah. But No, lowering the rim. That's no. I understand why the ball may be a little smaller because of hand size, but that rim got to save the fucking rim.
The only reason I bring that up is because I think it was T-Mac who was on a show with the WNBA rookie.
Uh-huh.
He was asking how he believes that she should, or what she thinks the solution is to, get fans in so the WNBA can start making some money. Because right now, I'm pretty sure it costs the NBA money to fund them, right?
It does.
So like all the money they're getting from is from the NBA. They're kind of losing money just having that league anyway. How do you get fans in there? So then you're making revenue for these players. So that they can take this NBA contract. He suggested lowering the rim so maybe you're appeasing these fans so they can bring more action to it. She was offended by it, and I understand why. I do think that's a little bit of offensive because it is a different.
It's offensive. It is.
It's a different game, Like
I don't think that's offensive, man. That's offensive.
And you're also asking these players to change their whole play styles because, I mean, that's going to affect
the way they shoot. Yeah.
It's going to affect everything. And then you're going to have to change that all the way down to creating a separation of boys and girls in the sport.
Like
elementary school, like, oh, well, you guys are going to be 10 feet. Like, yeah, they got a smaller basketball, but now you also got a smaller rim, smaller hoop, a whole different game at this point. So
in my opinion, how you prop up the WNBA and it's gotta come from the NBA players themselves too. You see a lot of respect they get online and stuff like that. Props out to the women, this, that, and the other. And that you get that online, and you get that at the network shows, the ESPNs and sort.
Yeah.
But what you don't get is you don't see players that play in those cities that are NBA players support.
Yeah. You cut out. Cut out, Pops.
Yeah, if you get your players in it, imagine you get Dame Dollar at a Seattle or Portland game. Imagine you get whoever that player du jour is in that WNBA city or close. They're in the crowd with a couple of NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
That's you as the NBA, you have to push the game out there to just more than just fathers and women.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's got to come from them making more of a push to actually WNBA. Because I mean, you don't see a bunch of WNBA promotions every year.
No, you don't.
Stores, teaming up with the WNBA.
Officials in all of these states are saying if you absolutely want your vote counted,
like you said,
at this
players,
point, you should not rely on the mail. You should go in
not even
person.
NBA players,
go in person to hand over your ballot.
Other sports in general, like you don't see professional women's soccer popping up.
Yeah, and that's a this city
so much lower than everyone else.
Yeah, this area does a great job with the Seattle sports scene for women. But every city doesn't do that. I mean, you have some like in Kansas City, they'll support their women's soccer team or basketball team, things of that sort. But every city doesn't do it because they don't see the value to it. It's like it's basketball.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of guys that are with the fake machismo. They're like, I don't watch women's basketball. It's like, yeah, well, I do shit. It's basketball, motherfucker. They can ball. I mean, here's the fact. Half of them can beat you at basketball, dude. So what is that why you don't watch it?
No, I see a lot of ignorant dudes that are like, well, best high school player, in the nation for men's basketball is going to be best women's basketball.
Yeah, there's apples and oranges, though. It's still fruit, but it's apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. First of all, you're making a comparison for no reason.
No reason. Exactly.
That's not even relevant. Like, you might be right. But what does that do with the sport of development? It's not a man.
That to me, that's a caveman thinking.
Yeah.
That's caveman. And by the way, like I said, give them their money. Y'all got some money over there. Listen.
I think there's got to be some way they can come up with some sort of solution.
Okay, I got a solution. Here's a solution. because it won't hurt an active player. Recently, just any top-notch recent retired WNBA player saying, y'all played that stiff over there in Milwaukee, all that money. Don't tell me y'all ain't got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Come on. They got players in the NBA that's getting a lot of money because of the rarity of their talent. But we know they ain't that kind of baller. You know, some of these guys with $88 million, you look at them like, man, come on. But there was nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like you couldn't give him 80 and give the women's team the other 8, so some of the females can get paid, so they ain't got to work 2 jobs. You get this fool 88 million. Come on. You know, that's all I'm saying. There's money to be spread around. They're just overspending on NBA players.
Yeah, and I definitely think they gotta come up with a better solution to promote the WNBA.
Yeah, that's 100. You can't just be ESP for women is like I don't even know what channel that's on.
Exactly. Like you gotta exactly. You know, the NBA doesn't talk about it. I feel like they made it out of sympathy.
For example, can you imagine if TNT in the NBA had a show where just like Charles and Shaq and everything, they had that for women's games on TNT?
Exactly.
It's like that is not a hard thing to do.
And they got and they get guests that are
you stick them on ESPN too. Of course, ain't nobody watching the game. You know, that wouldn't be a hard thing for them to do. Is get in conjunction, and not no bullshit and put it on WeTV. No, put that shit on TNT. Don't put it on Oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Have one on TNT and have one on ESPN, and make those game nights just like they do with the other TNT shows.
I agree.
You know, they got a second-tier team already with Dwayne Wade on that motherfucker. He can be doing them games. And he would understand some stuff, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, they just got to figure out they got to figure out something. Cause
like I said, I watched those games, but the thing is, trying to find them is the problem.
Yeah. I think it's ridiculous. You look at the highest paid WNBA player, isn't making much less than a bench player.
Yeah, what's that, Della Don?
Something like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think she's the highest paid. Yeah, she's just a bench player in the NBA.
Yeah, she's not even making a mill.
And some of the coaches make more than the players.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How the fuck does that work?
Like the guy from the Pistons.
Bill Laimbeer. Yeah,
he makes more than any of the players.
Motherfuckers going to see Bill Laimbeer coach and another seeing the team play, the Mystics.
Yeah.
Man, I've got to call it another good show. I'm gonna go get me something in my stomach. You know what I'm saying? I hope you have a good week.
All right.
We'll hit each other back this weekend again.
Yeah,
stay healthy, stay safe. We love you over here.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Zay.
All right. Peace out, Pops.
Peace.
I'll text you my list Friday.
Yeah. Same time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
Hey, this world ain't gonna stop spinning. This world ain't gonna stop spinning on November 3rd. Trust me. We're gonna wake up, and God willing, there'll be a November 4th. Okay, so we good.
All right. I'll see you, Pops.
I see you. I love you.
Love you.